Iron Man versus MechaGodzilla. One's a master of machines, the other one's one of the most powerful machines ever created. So who's coming out on top here? And really, is it even gonna be close? Let's get into it. Now, for the fight here, I think it's important to say that we're using a composite version of both characters. So basically a combination of MechaGodzilla ranging from Showa to the MonsterVerse, IDW comics, all of it. And then basically all the Iron Man armors combined into one, or just the general basic Iron Man armors. Like we won't use the God Killer armor or the Cosmic Iron Man armor because they're so powerful and so outside of Iron Man's norms that it'll basically just turn into God Killer or Cosmic Iron Man versus MechaGodzilla. Not truly Iron Man on a normal day. And I think like Cosmic Iron Man would absolutely destroy MechaGodzilla where it wouldn't even be fair. So just basic composite versions. Now that being said, which one is stronger? Well, Iron Man has always been kinda ridiculously strong, especially when you're considering that it's just a normal dude inside a metal suit. He's been able to help restrain the Hulk or arm wrestle against Thor. He can straight up match against Namor. He's actually done this on repeated occasions, and Tony has just regularly been able to fight against and casually overpower some pretty strong heroes in the Marvel Universe. I mean, call it whatever you want, but there have been multiple times where Iron Man's injured the Hulk with some of his punches. Same with the Thing, too. I mean, not as impressive as the Hulk, but they have destroyed mountains in their fights before. Even the same with Hercules. Iron Man has been able to regularly rock these guys and hold his own in a fight. Now, am I saying that Iron Man is stronger than any one of these guys, or even on the same tier? No, I'm not. Although you can definitely argue that Iron Man is stronger than the Thing at this point. However, I think it's clear that hurting Hulk and Thor level beings is well within Iron Man's wheelhouse, because he's just done it way too many times to discredit. It's basically a regular thing for him across all his armors. But what about MechaGodzilla? Well, that can be a different story altogether. I mean, MechaGodzilla was straight up built to fight against and beat Godzilla. Regardless of what version you're talking about, you gotta know it's ridiculously strong. In fact, MechaGodzilla is able to casually overpower other massive monsters, send them flying with his punches and attacks, even Godzilla himself. And some of these monsters can really get up there in weight, like the MonsterVerse version of Godzilla weighs 100,000 tons. MechaGodzilla is able to easily overpower it and send it flying around with just one hand. And again, this is just a regular thing for it. MechaGodzilla is constantly sending Godzilla flying around with his attacks. Whether or not you even want to argue that MechaGodzilla can beat Godzilla, it's undeniable that MechaGodzilla is strong enough to knock around hundreds of thousands of tons with each punch it throws. And you can't say the same about Iron Man. Not even close. MechaGodzilla is stronger here. So then what about durability? Well, even just being able to fight against all those heroes and villains, you know Iron Man can take a punch. I mean, you can choose from plenty of different examples of Iron Man taking attacks from Hercules, or plenty of punches from the Hulk, or attacks from Thor and swings from Mjolnir. Some serious attacks all around. For the most part, Iron Man is able to remain standing and keep on going in the fight. He's survived a blast that shook the whole world, or sunk the entire West Coast, taking attacks from Heralds of Galactus, or Magneto, amping himself with the power of literal planets. He's even taken attacks from Phoenix and Ghost Rider and Starbrand and Odin, all back to back to back. Tony regularly takes some of the meanest attacks that you've ever seen, remains standing. And that's just if he chooses not to use his shields to block the attack altogether. He's blocked punches from the Hulk, attacks from Ultron, even 1/5 of the Phoenix Force before. But again, MechaGodzilla is designed to literally fight and beat Godzilla, so you know it's going to be able to take a punch too. I mean, for starters, its armor is made out of a special metal that's both heat-proof up to nuclear levels, can also absorb energy and radiation that's directed towards it. It's taken plenty of attacks from Godzilla and other monsters, been thrown all around by them, and been none the worse for wear. Seriously, most physical attacks that are directed against it don't do anything. They literally don't even phase MechaGodzilla, even though some of the attacks were powerful enough to hurt the real Godzilla himself. And when it comes to energy attacks, well, just forget about it. The dude is dang near indestructible. He's regularly been able to take attacks from Space Godzilla, from King Ghidorah, and MechaGodzilla has consistently been able to take Godzilla's own atomic blast like it's nothing. That's fairly routine at this point. Sometimes it'll just stand there and take the attack and not even react. And Godzilla's atomic blast is seriously powerful. Some incarnations have been clocked upwards of planetary level attacks. MechaGodzilla has regularly been able to take it all. So I think it's safe to say that MechaGodzilla is both stronger and tougher than Iron Man. But I also think that was never really in question here. Iron Man's greatest advantage in this fight was always going to be his speed and weapons, not necessarily his strength and toughness. And Tony is plenty fast and agile. He's consistently been able to blitz opponents. He can operate in the millisecond to nanosecond range with his armor and computers. Even his repulsor blasts have been clocked upwards of light speed. But take that last one with a grain of salt, because that does not seem to be consistent. Then with weapons, well, you know Tony's packing a ton of weapons, most notably his energy blast. He's been able to injure Thor, injure the Hulk, injure Sentry. He's regularly injured or knocked out Thor-level villains. He's injured massive monsters before, and even launched a Herald of Galactus out of orbit, or creating blasts that were felt all over the world. But this is where the fight kinda gets ridiculous, because MechaGodzilla has basically all of this beat. For starters, it's fast enough to lock on and react to supersonic attacks, so it's fast enough to eventually hit Iron Man, even if Tony can dodge some of the attacks. But it's really MechaGodzilla's own weapons that are just absurd. Its main form of weapons are maser-based beam weapons, which have consistently been able to injure Godzilla and are consistently being improved upon, becoming even more powerful. And not just hurting Godzilla, but they're also able to hurt the likes of King Ghidorah or Space Godzilla too. His absolute zero cannon can instantly flash freeze anything down to absolute zero. His missiles are able to blow chunks out of Godzilla. He's got plasma grenades and attacks that can take down both Godzilla and King Ghidorah at the same time. He's able to hurt Space Godzilla, who was literally born inside of a black hole. His absolute zero attack isn't just freezing everything, but can actually disintegrate enemies down to the molecular level and can one-shot monsters like Destroya. Iron Man might be able to take some of MechaGodzilla's weaker attacks. Like we showed, Iron Man is ridiculously tough, but MechaGodzilla definitely has some attacks in store that Tony just can't hope to take and keep on fighting. Like, some of these monsters are confirmed planet busters, including Godzilla himself with atomic blast, and MechaGodzilla is routinely matching up against these beams and even overpowering them. Iron Man has no attacks that are able to destroy planets, and he's not really surviving attacks at that level either, especially not when MechaGodzilla starts unleashing all those attacks at the same time. And as for Iron Man being a master of machines and simply hacking into MechaGodzilla, well, MechaGodzilla isn't just a mech, he's also part Godzilla. It's a DNA computer, and it's as much Godzilla as it is machine. It's made from the first Godzilla's body. He's been able to use that organic part to overpower machines or hacking attempts before. End of the day, Iron Man is definitely powerful, but MechaGodzilla is just on a different tier. I mean, planetary level monsters are no joke. I don't really see a way that Iron Man can survive the fight, much less reliably take MechaGodzilla down. MechaGodzilla is coming out on top here. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.